Welcome to Celebrity Type, the place where we dive deep into the fascinating world of celebrities and uncover the stories behind the headlines. At 80, Pattie Boyd reveals the shocking and heartbreaking truth about her marriage to Eric Clapton, a relationship that once fascinated the world but was far from the fairy tale many imagined. Boyd, who first captured attention as the wife and muse of George Harrison, found herself swept into another complicated love story when Clapton pursued her. Now, decades later, she is opening up with unfiltered honesty about the reality of their turbulent years together. Pattie Boyd was one of the most sought-after models of the 1960s, embodying the swinging London era with her effortless charm and style. She inspired some of the most famous love songs in rock history, including Harrison's Something and Clapton's legendary Layla. To the public, being the muse of two of the greatest musicians of all time seemed glamorous. But behind closed doors, the truth was very different. Pattie has recently spoken candidly about the darker side of her marriage to Clapton, exposing struggles that left her feeling trapped, isolated, and deeply hurt. Clapton's pursuit of Boyd was intense, even while she was still married to Harrison. He famously confessed his love for her through music before she eventually left George. When she married Clapton in 1979, many thought it was the ultimate rock and roll romance. But the reality was far from romantic. Pattie has described their marriage as chaotic, filled with emotional distance, and marked by Clapton's personal battles. He was one of the most brilliant guitarists of his time, but also a man struggling with demons that deeply affected those closest to him. Boyd has revealed that Clapton's substance use and erratic behavior cast a long shadow over their life together. She recalls moments where his unpredictable moods would swing from affection to hostility, leaving her constantly on edge. At times, she felt like she was living with a stranger. What the public saw on stage, the charismatic musician adored by millions, was very different from what she endured at home. She even admitted that his obsession with her often felt more like possession than love, leaving her drained and questioning her own worth. One of the most difficult truths she shared is that she desperately wanted children, but Clapton showed little interest in starting a family with her. This created a painful divide between them, leaving Boyd feeling unfulfilled and lonely. She also revealed the emotional scars of discovering his affairs, which shattered her trust and deepened the cracks in their marriage. For a woman who had already left one troubled relationship, it was devastating to realize she had stepped into another one, equally filled with heartbreak. Boyd has not shied away from admitting that she too was swept up in the intoxicating glamour of being with such larger-than-life figures. At first, it was exhilarating, but the longer she stayed, the more she recognized that her own identity was being swallowed by the chaos of their worlds. She became the silent supporter, the muse, the inspiration, but rarely the one truly heard or valued for who she was outside of their fame. Reflecting back at 80, Boyd says she stayed longer than she should have because she believed love could fix what was broken. But eventually, she realized that nothing she did could change Clapton's struggles. Walking away was one of the hardest things she ever did, yet it was also the start of reclaiming her life. She has since built a quieter, more peaceful existence, away from the spotlight that once consumed her. Her revelations are not intended to tarnish reputations, but to tell her story honestly, finally breaking the silence she carried for years. In doing so, Pattie Boyd reminds us that behind every glamorous headline lies a human story, one of sacrifice, resilience, and the difficult choices that define a life. Even though her marriages to two of the biggest rock legends of all time brought her into history books, it is her honesty now, at 80, that truly defines her legacy.